Welcome everyone, my name is Sagar and in this video we will be learning about theming in Android. So we are going to apply a theme to our application and we are going to design everything. So you can give a consistent design of your choice to your application and the user experience will be amazing. So without making any further ado, let's get started. So in our previous video, what we were doing is this. So this was our previous project and here you can see this was our fragment and we learnt about navigation in fragment. So this was our first screen and then this is second, this is third. So our project was fine. And you can see here this was the background color teal color that we applied to our first fragment. So we can check in our resource, layout and fragment example. So this was our first fragment and here you can see inside of this background we are defining here the background color. So we know that this color is defined by us, but there are some colors that we don't know where we are defining. So let me just show you. So here you can see this is our top app bar. So where we are defining this top app bar, we don't know that thing. And where is this notification panel color? So this is also dark blue. So we don't know where we are defining it. And also this button color. So this is like a purple color, but we don't know where we are defining. So this was only because of our styles and theming in Android. So we are gonna learn about this in our this video. So here you can see, let me just close this. So inside of our resource and after that values, so here you can see there is our colors.xml, strings.xml and after that themes.xml. So this is the file that we will be working on. So we are going to learn about styles and themes in Android. So styles and themes on Android allow you to separate the details of your app's design from the UI structure and behavior, similar to the style sheet that you can use in your web designs. So there are two things now. First of all, this style and then this theme. So what is a style? A style is a collection of attributes. As you can see here, there are multiple attributes that specify the appearance of a single view. A style can specify attributes such as a font color, a font size, a background color, and much more. So here you can see this is the style attribute that we are defining here. So Android colon status bar color. So we are defining here the color of status bar and it is an attribute of our style. So I just said that we can use a style inside of a one view. And what is a theme then? A theme is a collection of attributes that's applied to an entire app, or we can say a collection of views, or we can say our whole activity, not just an individual view. When you apply a theme, every view in the app or activity applies each of theme's attribute that it supports. Theme can also apply styles to non-view elements such as the status bar and window background. So like we can also see in our emulator that you can see here status bar color. So this is because of our theme and not because of our style, but we have to obviously define it in our style. So now let me just tell you about the difference between a style and theme. So theme and style have many similarities, but they are used for different purposes. So themes and style have the same basic structure, a key value pair. So you can see this is our key. So this name is key and this is our value. So here you can see this color black is our value and this is our key here. Every attribute that we define in our style is an attribute that we can set in our layout file. So here we are defining our status bar color, but suppose if I am defining here another item, that is my Android colon text color. So this is the attribute that I can also define inside of my layout file. So here inside of my layout, this activity 3, so there is a text view and now I can define this Android colon text color. So this is our text color that I can also define here and also inside of my style. So this is the same thing. So by extracting all the attributes to a style, it's easy to use and maintain them across multiple widgets. So if I'm defining one item here, that is their text style, or we can say text color. So I can then use this style to my all the text fields, all the text views. So this was the use of our style. And after that, a theme defines a collection of named resources which can be referenced by styles, layouts, widgets, and multiple things. So a theme defines a collection of named resources which can be referenced by styles, layouts, widgets, and so on. So theme assigns semantic names like you can see color primary variant, color on primary, and also these secondaries. So if we are defining these semantic names, then that means this will be a theme now. And now you can see I am also defining here the name that is theme.my application. Style is going to be work as my theme for whole application. Okay. So style and themes are meant to work together. For example, you might have a style that specifies that one part of a button should be color primary and another part should be color secondary. The actual definitions of those colors is provided in the theme. When the device goes into night mode, your app can switch from its light theme to its dark theme. So as you can see here, this is for my light theme and this one is for my dark theme. As you can also read here, night slash themes and value slash themes. So now let's just see how we can create and apply a theme. So to create a new style or theme, we have to open our this resource and after that this values folder, and inside this we can have a styles.xml file separately. So value resource file styles.xml and press enter. And you can see now there is a style.xml file and we have our resource tag here. So after this, now I can define here my style. So style, and now I have to define here the name. So suppose I am defining here my text style, and now I have to close this thing. Okay. So first of all, this is a style element that is with the name that uniquely identifies this style. And after that, inside this, we can define an item. So as you can see, this item element and an item element for each style attribute that we want to define. And after that, the name in each item specifies an attribute you should use as an XML attribute in your layout. So here we can define all the XML attributes that we can define. So suppose I am defining here font family. So font family can be sans serif, mm, condense suppose. So this is my item and this should be Android colon. And after that, now I can define here different thing. Suppose font color, not font, it should be text color, as you can see here. And now I can define here a color. So color slash teal. So this should be a color. And now this is our whole style that we can use in our layout elements or views. So let me just use it in my example fragment 3. So first of all, here you can see here we have this black and small text, but if we want to define here a style for this text, then what we can do is we can just define here a style, and after that now I can just define here my text style, and now you can see font and the color is also changed. And suppose if I have multiple text here, then I can, then instead of just applying this thing, so I don't have to now define all these attributes for all the items. So I can just create a style and I can just define my style for all the text or any other thing. So this will just give a consistent design to my views. And suppose if I also have this second text, so let me just write here something different. This is second text, and this should not be at the center. Okay, now this should be at the bottom. So here you can see we are also defining this style, and that's why the color and the design is something like this. But if we are removing it, then it should be normal. Here you can now analyze. Here we have to define the style for all the attributes that we want to change. But if you want to change the all the children attributes, then what you can do is you can just remove this thing, and instead you can define here the parent Android colon theme. So for this layout, the theme will be my, let me just write here my text style, and now you can see all the childrens will just inherit this theme. So now you can see we are just defining here the theme, and this will just get these two attributes for all the childrens. So now you can see we are just defining both for both of these childrens, and and this is a very handy thing. Now we don't have to define all the attributes inside of this. We are just defining one theme for our parent, and that's good. So now you know how you can apply a theme, and now let's just customize this thing. So here we can just extend and customize the style. So when creating your own style, you should always extend an existing style from the framework or support library so that you maintain compatibility with platform UI styles. So to extend a style, specify the style you want to extend with the parent attribute. So here you can also see that we are defining here a parent attribute, and we are just inheriting this design that is already provided in our framework. So if you want to access something here, so then we can define here a parent style. So here we can just use parent attributes. So Android colon, and suppose we are only working for text appearance. So style slash text appearance. and now you can see there is no error. So let me just see, let me just try something else here. Suppose I want to access this thing, and now it should work. Okay, it is. So here you can see we are inheriting from some framework. And to inherit styles from a library or your own project, declare the parent style name without the Android colon style attribute that we were defining here. So if we want to do it something like this, so text appearance dot app compat. So the support library, that means the library for our previous version, also have a name similar to the style from the platform, but with this app compat. So this is how you can inherit. Or suppose I am also defining here another style. So style, and suppose my text style dot large. So suppose now I want a large text, and now this, that means now I am extending from this my text style, and now dot means now this is for our large, and after that now I can just define here item text size. So now I can define here a size, suppose 24 sp. So for text we have to use here sp. Okay, and I will also tell you why we have to use here sp instead of dp. And now let me just use this large one here, style dot large, and let me just remove this parent from here. Okay, now you can see text style of this attribute is changed because we are defining here custom text style that is for our large. Okay, so here you can see color is also applied, and also font family is also applied to this element because we are defining that this my text style is the parent of this one, and we can just change the size inside of this, and these two will be also applied to this one. and and I hope now you know the hierarchy that we are following here. So we are using this one, but we are also inheriting this thing, so you should know, and you should have a good understanding of inheritance. And if you don't know, then go watch out our Kotlin video. In that video we defined everything for our Kotlin language. So now I will tell you how you can apply a style as a theme. So you can create a theme the same way you create styles. The difference is how you apply it. Instead of applying a style with the style attributes that we are doing here, so what we can do is we can apply a theme with this thing. So we are also applying here a theme, and we are also applying here a style. So style is for this particular element, and when we are applying a theme, so this will be for all the children elements also. Okay, so that is the basic difference between a style and a theme. So let me just remove all of this. So I will just remove this thing from here, and also this. And now you can see this text, both of these texts are now simple. And now let me just apply a theme for my whole application. So Android manifest. So inside this manifest, here we have to define our theme, and here you can see Android column theme is this one. So here if we are defining a theme for our whole application, then this will be applied to our whole application. Okay, and now I have to define here a theme for my this main activity one. So Android colon theme, and that should be now our my text style. And here you will see that this will be applied to our whole text. Okay, it is not changing here, and that is because we have to define a theme for our activity, and that can be theme dot app compat, and we can just use here app compat dot light, and that's it. Now every view in the app or activity applies the style defined in this given theme. If a view supports only some of the attributes declared in the theme, then it applies only those attributes and ignore the ones that it does not support. So what we can do is we can just copy this thing and apply to this theme. So parent should be this, and now I can define this theme inside of my manifest. So my text style, and now this should change here. Okay. Okay, it is not changing currently, but let me just run this. So this is my first activity, and this have this my text style, and my text style is a children of this one that we were applying previously. So this should change. As you can see, now our theme is completely changed, and here you can see the text style, text color is our teal color that we defined here. So this is our teal color, and also the font family is changed. So let me just check for my third screen. Okay, now this screen. So here you can see the text is changed, but we are not getting it inside of our layout file. So inside of this, here it is not changed, but in our application this is changed. So that is a very cool thing, that we can define our uh, consistent theme of our whole application inside of this Android manifest. And you can also use this theme inside of this, but currently we only have one application, one activity running, so that's why I'm defining it here. So now let me just tell you about style. So here this activity is a children of our main application, and we are defining another theme for our application and another theme for our activity. So now let me just tell you about style hierarchy. So Android provides a variety of ways to set attributes throughout your Android app. For example, you can set attributes directly in a layout, you can apply a theme to a view, you can apply a theme to a layout, and you can even set attributes programmatically. When choosing how to style your app, be mindful of Android style hierarchy. In general, you should use theme and style as much as possible for consistency. If you have specified the same attribute in multiple places, then I will tell you a list to find the precedence from highest to lowest. So first of all, applying character or paragraph level styling via text pans to text view derived classes. And after that, applying attributes programmatically. And third one is applying individual attributes directly to a view. So when we are defining it here, so this has the third precedence. And after that, applying a style to a view. So after that, we can define here a style. So this will have fourth precedence. And after that the fifth one is default styling, and the sixth one is applying a theme to a collection of views like we were defining here, or an activity or your entire app, so that we were defining in our Android manifest. And after that, applying certain view specific styling, such as setting a text appearance on a text view. So let me just show you how we can define a text appearance. So this attribute, and we can define here @android colon style, and here we can define text appearance dot material dot. So suppose this should be headline, so there is a headline tag, and you can see here. And if we are defining now our style, so style text style dot large. So here you can see which one is applied. This one have more precedence. Let me just remove this. So as you know now, so if you want to customize the theme of your application, then you can just go to this. So let me just close the rest of the others. So here are these are the two files that we want to customize, this themes.xml, then themes.xml night mode. So there are these two files. So when you create a project with Android Studio, it applies a material design theme to your app by default as defined in this file. And this also applies some color attributes that are used by our key UI elements, such as our app bar that we were using here. So this was previously dark blue, and that was our color primary. So now let me just rerun this thing, and let me just remove this thing from here, and now we will see the default styling. So here now we can see the color. So this is our color primary, and this is our color primary variant, as you can also see here, status bar color. And there are also these button colors that are also color primary. Notice that the style values are actually referencing to the color resources that is defined in our colors.xml file. So that's the file you should edit to change the colors. But before you start changing these colors, preview your colors with the material color tool. So inside of this, once you know your colors, you can just update the values in your colors.xml file. So here is this one. And after that, we can just get this thing here. So if you want to define some new colors, then you can just reference it here. So suppose black or white or any other thing. And you can also define here multiple items, but I just cannot tell you about all the items that are available out there, because there are a lot of things. So suppose there is some window background attribute here, window background, as you can see here. So this will be just set a background color for our window. And let me also tell you that you can define your color according to your version of your SDK. So if a new version of Android adds theme attributes that you want to use, you can add them to your theme while still being compatible with older version. All you need is another style.xml file that should be present in your values directory. So what you can do is you can just create here another file that should be here version v21. So suppose you want to only access this file after version 21 or later. Version means that your Android version API level. Okay, define here another styles.xml file dot xml file, and here you can see now there are two files. First of all, version 21 and simple styles file. So I hope now you understand this thing. Let me just undo this. So let me just close this thing now, and now let me just tell you about some important attributes that you will be using in your layouts. So first of all, we have our first gravity attributes. So there are two type of gravity, and let me just show you. So first of all, there are two attributes, two text here, and let me just apply here this layout gravity attribute. So let me just make it one only. So there is this one attribute, and here you can see if we are not defining anything, and this is our wrap content. So the whole area that this text can cover is up to wrap content. Okay, and if we want to now make this text come to our center, so what we can do is we can define here the gravity attribute. So if we want this whole layout to be at the center, then we have to define here layout gravity. So layout gravity should be center horizontal, then this should be center horizontally, and we can also define here center vertical, then this should be vertically center, and we can also define here only center, and this should be now at the center of our parent. So now this is the gravity of our whole layout. But suppose now I have to make something different, and let me just change this thing. So now this should be at the top, and now I have to define here height and weight. So height should be match parent, and here you can see. So now I hope now you can see the difference. So match parent. So now you can see the whole border, whole area of this text view is covered to our whole screen, and here you can see now this, if I am defining here layout gravity, so layout gravity center. Now that is very obvious that this layout is already at the center, because you can see the whole area of this layout is up to whole screen and it is already at the center. But what if I want to get this text at the center of this whole layout, this whole text view? So then what I can do is I can just define this gravity attribute, and now you can see this is at the center of this whole border. So here this is the border of our whole view that you can see here, this blue underline. And gravity attribute means that the text or something else inside this whole view will just get this gravity. And if we are defining here some another gravity, so center horizontal, so here you can see center horizontally, center vertically. So this is the difference. And if we are defining here height to be wrap content, then this will just change our behavior. So this is center vertically, and if we are defining here center, then this should be at the center, and center horizontally will be the same thing, center horizontal, as you can see here, because the whole border, whole area of this text is something like this, and this is already at the center. So if I am defining now layout gravity, and center vertically, so center vertically should give it like this. So now you can see this is at the center, this whole view is at the center. But what if I want this text to be at the center? Now I can define here the gravity to be horizontal center horizontal. And now you can see this thing is very clear. This is our, this blue underline is our whole text view, and this will be applied to our layout gravity, and the text inside this, the string value inside this will get this gravity attribute. So I hope now you know the difference between this gravity and this layout gravity. And now let me just remove this thing, and now let me tell you about some another attribute, and that is your font. So font, that is your font family, font weight, and this is just a font family that you can use sans serif condensed, and there is also a shortcut for this. Come to this design tab. Okay. let me remove this. Come to this design tab, and for this text view, use this attribute. So you can search for the attribute here, that is your font family. So here I will select the font family from this list. So here what you can do is you can also get more font. So let me just get here. So here there are a lot of, okay, this is loading, and we can just get this font. Okay, this one is good. And now you can see our font is changed. So this thing is very cool. And after that we can also define here the font size. Okay, not font size, we have to define here the text size. So text size is different from our font. So text size should be 24 sp. So this is the text size that will go to our text, and this should be in sp. So I will also tell you about difference between sp and dp. And also we can define here a background drawable. So background attribute, so background, and here we can define our color, or we can also define our drawables. So drawable, let me just write here drawable, I see background, and now you can see a background is set to this text. And now our text is also present here. This is not visible, just here you can see this text is present here already. And let me just remove this style. So here now you can see this text is also present, but a background is applied to this text view. So you can also apply a background to our images or something else. So this is our background attribute, and we can also define our background tint. So background tint means color. Let me just define here tint, and this should be color teal, and this will be applied to our project. Let me just run. So this is our example fragment 3, and I will navigate to it. So third, and okay, it is not applicable here. Let me remove. So now let me tell you about the difference between pixel, SP and DP. So here for our text we are using here SP. But first of all, what is a PX? So here we can also use this PX. So px is an abbreviation for pixels, which specify the actual pixels on the screen. So you might heard that our screen is made up of 1218 pixels, 1280 pixels, and some different number. So that is the actual number of pixels that our screen have. And after that we have DP. So what is a DP? So a virtual pixel unit used to communicate layout dimensions or location in a density independent manner, which creates UI layout. So DP stands for density independent pixel, and that corresponds to a one physical pixel on a 160 dpi screen, which is the system baseline density for a medium density screen. So your screen might have more pixel density, than that means in this particular area your screen can have multiple pixel, more pixel than a normal screen. So that is what makes your screen more high resolution. So at runtime, the system handles any scaling of the DP units that is required based on the actual density of the screen. And we have to define this thing so that if your screen have multiple pixels in that particular area, so that your text won't increase, it will be just to this size. It will be now independent of your pixels, but it will be corresponding to density of your pixels. And after that, what is this SP? So SP is an abbreviation of scale independent pixels, and it is just the same as DP unit, but it is additionally scaled according to the user's font size selection. So suppose your user is also defining the font size for your screen, and your user might have some visibility issue. So what it will do, it will just increase the size from your settings. And if the default setting in your user phone have a more font size, then this will be just handled accordingly if we are defining here SP. So this is scale independent pixels, and I hope now you know what is the difference between PX, SP and DP. And DP and DPI refers to the density independent pixels. And after this, now let me just tell you about adaptive icons. So an adaptive icon can display a variety of shapes across different screen models. For example, it can display a circular shape on OEM device and display a spherical shape on another devices. Each device OEM must provide a mask, which the system uses to render all adaptive icons with the same shape. So your app will have an icon that will be displayed in your screen. So suppose I am opening this, and you can see So here these are the application, and all of them have this round shape, but we can also have multiple shapes according to our user theme. So we can just define our theme from here. So here our widgets, home settings, and we can just change our theme. So adaptive icon can display differently depending on the individual device capabilities. Adaptive icons are primarily used by the launcher on the home screen, but can be also used in shortcuts, the settings app, sharing dialogues, and the overview screen. So a user can define its custom theme for its whole device, and this will be applied to all apps and also to your app. So your app should be optimized for that also. So instead of just defining here this normal icon like this, so this is a normal icon that you will see here. So this green one, and instead of doing this, what you can do is you can apply here a adaptive icon. To ensure that your adaptive icons support different shapes, visual effects, and user theming, the design must need some requirements. And these are: first of all, you should provide two layers for the version color of the icon, one for the background and one for the foreground. And if you want to opt into supporting user theming of app icons, provide a single layer for the monochrome version of your icon. Okay. But here we are defining two things. So you can see inside of our MIP map, you can see in our XML layout. So there are two things here, foreground and background. And after that, all layers must be sized at 108 into 108 dp. And this is the normal size for your icons. And the icon should be clean edges. The layer must not have mask or background shadows. And now let me just tell you that you can add a adaptive icon to your app using the this attribute. So this is the icon for your app. So inside your application tag, application element, you can add this tag. You can add this attribute, icon attribute, and here we are defining this blue one, and here we are defining this green one. So what you can do is, here are two things. So first of all, icon and this round icon. So if you want to create an adaptive icon for your app, so you can just go to this MIP map, right click on it, new image, image asset, and here you can select this thing. So here you can see, here are multiple options that you can select. So this is our launcher icon, and here you can select any option here. So this is our foreground layer, this is our layer name, and asset type is image, and I can also select a path. So I can just select any image from my device. Okay, let me just select this one, but this is a XML file, but still you can choose anything. So this is some foreground image, and after that you can also select trim, scaling. You can also resize this thing, and you can also select here background, and also this thing. You can also define here the legacy icon shape, that means for API level less than 25, and that should be also circle. So that's it. And after that, click on next and click on finish. So this is one way how you can define adaptive icon for your screen. And let me just show you the second method. So inside of this resource, we have this MIP map. Resource MIP map, and right click. You can create new. Select here this file, and here you can select this any DPI and press OK. So what should be the file name? So file name can be, suppose IC my launcher dot XML file. So this should be a XML file. Okay. And here we have to define multiple things. So first of all, our XML attribute. So instead of writing it manually, so what I will do is I will just get it from my layouts, any layout, and you should have this first line. So I will paste it here, and after that you can define here adaptive icon, and here that's it. And instead, if you don't want to do it here, you can also do it inside of this IC launcher, this XML file. So you can also define it here. So you can add here different adaptive icon. So you can remove this, and you can add your here. Let me just change the icons. So split it, and for this is our foreground, so this is our background. So for our background, let me see if we have any image. Okay, there are no currently image available. So what we can do is we can also get here drawable new vector assets. So we can also get here some vector assets. So clip art, and you can just select here multiple assets. So it is loading here currently. So you can select anything from here. I will just select this thing 3p, next, and finish. So I am going to access it here. So the name is baseline. So I will just write here baseline, and you will just see that in the icon. Okay, this is a background. So let me make it in the foreground. So baseline, and this should be in the foreground now, and this will be our new icon for our app. And now you can see this is the icon. So this is our icon, and we also have a round icon. So we can also define here a round icon inside of this MIP map, this round one, and we should remove this NED, this. So you don't have to create a new file, you can just edit this one, and you can also define your images here. So we can also edit our round icon inside of this. So this foreground will be baseline, and that's it. So let me see it in the circle, and this will be something like this. You can just create a unique icon for your app. So let me close all these files, and I hope now you know how we can create your app with the adaptive icon. And there is one more feature. If you don't want to define here any background drawable file, you can also define it element here. So suppose I am not doing it like this, I am defining it as this. So inside this background, what I can do is I can define here a inset. So inset, here I can define here color, and inset bottom, suppose 18 dp, and some more attributes. So you can just check it by yourself. And after that, we can also define here a shape. So shape should be, suppose, okay, I am editing here, and that's why it is showing here the error. So shape should be, suppose I am defining here the shape attribute. So this can be oval. So you can just choose multiple things from here. That is it for today, everyone, and in this video we learned about theming in Android. So in our next video we will be starting with our mega projects, and we are going to work with MVVM architecture. So thank you for watching.